Good evening, folks. How's everyone? You know you're my people. Love you. I want you to be the big three, my friends. You know what today is, don't you? So it's the day. It actually works out really well. Love the band. Can't stand the politics. That's the way life should be. It's another Saison Sunday, but it is the this is the 61st anniversary of the most important day to ever befall this planet. That's right, my friends. She's on my birthday. 61 this year. You know what? Better than the other option. I'd rather have more birthdays than less. Anyway, today we are going to take a look at another one from Balcom. I really like Balcom. This whole hopping cider thing they're doing is really, really interesting. And turns out to be really, really tasty as well. This is their Saison Cyser. Saison Cyser. Let's put that back in the chiller. Let's pop, pour, temp, and then we're waiting for it to warm up a little. We'll do all the specs. So, rock and roll, babies. Fuck screw tube. Soften. Of course, Moby. The bottle cap is just plain gold and not worth saving. Not like it's a Nuka-Cola. That's right, man. I keep up on that shit. Yes, we did chill the glass down, and this is the official beer and gear glass. Not to be used by douchebags that don't put mufflers on their vehicles. It's you I'm thinking, no. Why we broke out the big glass. I want to say this is a pint glass, but I could be wrong. Pint bottle, but I could be wrong. She's pretty. There's a beautiful color. If I can ever get the condensation off the outside of this, which is not going to happen because it is miserably hot out here tonight. Give you a look at the color. Get my big fat fingers out of the way, which God forbid I should ever remember to do that. She's pretty. Where I come from, she's sitting about a 6. Nah, let's give her an 8. That was my thermometer. No. Ugh. I have way too much shit that's orange and red. Clean it off, because, you know, we're classy like that. Plus, been sitting out here for a little while, so might have accrued a little dust. Keep going, baby. Keep going. Looking at somewhere around between 39 and 41, depending. It actually kind of works. Although this is a cider and not a beer. Maybe we're going to get tagged with a copyright infringement anyway. Well, there are 4 countries we can't show your video in. It's Tajikistan, Islamabad. It's like, why do you even bother? Yeah, because there's a lot of guys in the, wherever the hell that is, in the stands that are watching beer videos. All right, so she's really cold. So the nose isn't really supposed to pop for us to do much, and yet right off the bat, I get that Belgian nose, and I love a Belgian. But again, she's Saison Cyder, so go figure. So at this point, the Brettanomyces from the Belgian yeast, and I'm not sure if Brettanomyces is what they're using in Saisons, but it tends to be the predominant yeast in Belgians, is paired absolutely beautifully with the apple. I mean, it's like a 50-50 mash. It smells really nice. Now, that's on you. If you don't like it, I can dig it. I don't like beer that tastes like floor cleaner, and yet they continue to make it, but each your own, right? That smells absolutely perfectly balanced. You know what that means? She's this pretty. She smells that good. You don't slip of the tongue. You are not a gentle man, person, folk. You're classless. Let's slip of the tongue and see what she's going to show us. All right, at this temperature, everything's depressed, right? Go figure, because she's really cold. And yet, she's apple dominant forward. She's dry. She's dirty. And I'm not getting that banana clovey kind of Brettanomyces pop. Hoping should be in there. But she's not bad. But again, she's too cold. She hasn't really opened up. So what we're going to do, we're going to pause, let her warm up a little. We'll come back. I get the feeling that this particular cider is going to need to be well into the 40s, maybe the early 50s to really, really show us what she's got. But ciders have a different temperature gradient than beers do, so positive I pour all the gas out of here. We shall be right back, my friends. Alrighty, folks, we are back. We are looking at a temperature of about 46 degrees, which means she's up 7. Normally we go up 6. Get off my ankle, you friggin' bug. It's not a mosquito because you don't feel mosquitoes. It's probably a moth. Shit happens. Salute. Let's see what she's going to show us now. The nose has gotten a little more interesting. She's gotten richer and fuller and sweeter, and that makes sense. Let's slip of the tongue. We'll read the specs, and I'll tell you why. Wow. She has opened up. She's gotten fuller, so entire roof of the mouth out into the intradentals. Nothing in the extras, buccals, or sublinguals. She's still sitting on the front third of the tongue. I'm going to fucking kill you if I figure out what the hell you are, bug. Again, I talk a lot of shit, but I didn't realize I smelled like shit. Flies decided they love me. Dr. John. I like Dr. John. So yeah, now, whole roof of the mouth. The intradentals are involved. Everything is starting to really, really open up. There's nothing extradental. There's nothing buccally or sublingually. Front third of the tongue, she has picked up some speed. So where she would have been when she was ice cold, smooth, fast, and vacant, now she's starting to slow down again to about a medium fast. but she really does a nice job, and she definitely likes to cascade down the back of the throat, which is another really, really nice feature. So, Balcom Saison Cyser is 7.1 for the ABV. We are looking at the IBUs on this are virtually non-existent. She's sub 10 at best, and I'll come back and I'll explain that on the back end. They use Ojai Orange Blossom Honey, O-J-A-I. That's Ojai, right? Pretty sure it's not OJ, but could be. Nope, head's still attached. Doesn't tell us what apples, just apples. Belgian Saison yeast, which is a lighter version of like the Brettanomyces, and the Brettanomyces is that really banana, clove, fruitcakey, forward pronounced flavor that personally I love. Works for me. She is dry hopped with Styrian Golding hops, and that's why I wanted to come back. They dry hopped her, and yet they didn't bury her under the hops. So these guys have been doing some absolutely delicious hop ciders. I was talking to people at the shop today, and we were going back and forth, and she was into all these chais, and I was like, did you try Chimea River from, I forget who it is. I'm not a big chai guy. But, you know, I turned her on to that, and she said, well, dude, you got to try Dude's Rug. And I'm like, okay. We were talking, we want to run a beer channel, and we do ciders on Sundays. You know, we're a community, folks, and communities tend to communicate. So, yeah, I have to keep an eye out for Dude's Rug. Dude's Rug, like it really tied the room together. That's just your opinion, man? Dude. Once more into the breach, my friends. Nice. And on this one, when she came in, starting to get a little funky. Dry across the roof of the mouth, drying out the teeth, chalking out the teeth in the interdental region. When she rolled back, she actually hit the low buccals and then hit the back of the throat. But she's starting to get a little funky. So she's bittering up, so that the hops are waking up. She has come up another 5 degrees or so. What are we getting? I had 52 when I turned it towards you. So she is starting to expand out. You know, I'd love to tell you off the top of my head what Styrians smell like, but I don't know. Technically, I don't remember. I've drank so many beers, and so many of them have been hopped with Styrian Golding. Just don't remember what the flavor is. Stony, over at Stony Vineyards, the YouTube guy. Just getting funky. Would be able to tell you exactly what Styrians taste like because he brews, and so he's used them in the past. So we've moved away from the sweet spot on this, and now she's getting a little manky. That aftertaste on the back end, the finish, which you would think with honey you'd get like a nice smoky flavor. Yeah, no. She's abrupt and sharp, so more like a mead. Oh, scusi. So more like a mead, and the reason I don't do meads is meads for me have a very odd flavor profile. They literally cut right off in the middle. They get to about the middle of my palate, and they cut right off, and they're dead. And I don't know why. The boy was drinking a lot of mead for a while because he really liked them, and I'm like, okay, but like I was telling the folks at the shop, I've gotten to be a horrible snob at this. I've drank way too many of these. And so, I really look more for interesting. Now, I won't tell you whether or not it's good or bad. That's on you. But if I tell you I really, really like something, and you've had the opportunity to sit through enough of these videos, you kind of know where I sit. But when I tell you it's interesting, well, that means you need to sit down and really take your time to drink it. Like wine snobbos, I become a beer snobbo. All right, once more into the breach. It is just under 100. It's 98. Doing my best impersonation of a whore in church right now. $52, $53. We're gonna pause. We'll come back when she's up around 58, 60, and then we're wrapping this up because by the time I'm done, this shirt's gonna be basically soaking wet. So I'll see you in a bit. I have no idea who that is. Kind of annoying. Kind of reminds me of Beck, and it might be him, but that style doesn't really suit me very well. I'm looking at 60 here. Hopefully you're looking at 62, or also, as opposed to 62. Let's see what she's got, but man, I gotta tell you, on that last hit, when she kind of hit that mead wall, well, so far, Balcom has knocked them out of the park, but everybody gets a swing and a miss once in a while. And again, I'm wrong. So now she has actually gotten really, really sweet. Full roof of the palate, intradentals out into the buccals, and I'm getting that orange honey flavor. I like honey. I use a lot of honey. I've tried a lot of different honeys. I live in Phoenix, and so for a long time we had a lot of citrus honey locally. Unfortunately, we've turned into a giant mega hive, and the problem with the giant mega hive, it's not bees, it's termites. Throwing it out there. It's a metaphor you can extrapolate. But now she's sweetened up, and that honey orange blossom flavor has really come forward, which is nice. I like that. Full intro, full roof of the mouth, out into the buccals, super fast at this temperature. She went right down into the back. So it's really, really interesting the way she has graduated over the temperatures. Once more into the breach. You even start to see a little bit of the hops popping forward. She's getting a little bitter, probably about a 6 or an 8 on the IBUs. And there's a bit of alkalinity in there too that I don't know what to nail down to. And tartness. And well, that's the apples, so go figure. All right, so what do we say about balcom-cider Saison Cyser? She's been an interesting trip. So is she good for the style? Yeah. And if you're more into the interesting aspects, she's really, really interesting. Flat out straight flavor profile, hard to nail down because she does so many changes. Too cold, she is vacant. But once again, when I would say she is too warm, she becomes really interesting. And the in-between, the lower end, is probably better than the mid-range, but just saying. So, would I buy this again? No, it was like fucking $10 for the bottle. But it's my birthday, fuck me. I'm gonna treat myself. Would I buy this again? No. Drink it again? Sure. Try it on tap? Yeah, of course. Bad Shit Man is the original tap water. Handed this to me out of the cooler. What would I say? I would say thank you very much. She's pretty decent. So, what are we gonna give her? I mean, she's okay. She's not just spiked apple juice. So, you know, there was that. The flavor profile with that really, really odd shifting pattern from temperature variance makes her super interesting, but I don't know if she is everyone's cup of tea. I'm really kind of torn here because I find her interesting, but I wouldn't call this an everyday sipper, so we'll give her 4 1/4. I think 4 1/4 is fair on here. I like Balcom. They're doing some really, really interesting things. I would, then again, the yeast did pronounce later on, was funky in the high mid-range, was there in the low range and non-existent in the cold range, so I don't know. We're gonna give her 4 1/4 though. I think she's fairly good. There's nothing wrong with this. Balcom really, really has been impressing me, and again, I'm just gonna throw it out there before everyone else jumps on the wave. Those hopped ciders can be really, really interesting. So. Scusi, chinga. I thought we had another one, but you know what happened to Thought? Thought he farted. Shit all over his ass. So, on that note, my friends, thanks for coming by and putting some eyeballs on here. You are my people, and you know I love you. Always want you to be big free. You're healthy, happy, safe, honorable, dutiful, vigilant, gray man, and also hot and handy. Hot and Handy comes with its own set of responsibilities, and that is on you to make sure that you are compliant with all the violations of the Second Amendment that are out there now. But then again, you know, the people who don't care about being compliant seem to not worry about that. I wonder why. Anyway. Until next time, my friends, remember, love you fuckers. We are a community. Let's reach out and help new people. Build a community, because that's what I want from you. For me, like, share, remind, spread this shit around, help new people find us. Blobbity blobbity. We're found Frederico 1530. Stop by. So, welcome to the posse, my friend. Well, Frederico would imply Latin heritage, so a salute. Yeah, she's actually surprisingly good warm, although a little bitter. That's going to be the Styrian Golden's kicking in. That's going to bump those IBUs up to probably about 15. Nothing brutal, but kind of funky on the back end. Until next time.